In this part, we're going to look at how we can visualize the payload via Kibana, the final component within the ECK stack. To do that, we need to make a few changes to our manifest files. So we saw in the previous part, we actually deployed Elastic with type or service type load balancer. Now, Elastic out of the box deploys all services as cluster IP unless specified otherwise. In this case, I've removed the 3 final lines within our YAML file. I'll just quickly show you what that looked like previously before. And that should correlate with what we have in our repo at the time of this recording. HTTP service spec type for the Elasticsearch, I've removed it, and that should default us back to the cluster IP. We could check that once you apply it. Get services, observer. Now we can see here, type cluster IP, leaving the Kibana pod or the Kibana name service as node port. Great. So now when we use the node IP, it should only resolve the Kibana service as opposed to conflicting between the two. So let's go ahead and do that. kubectl get services, or get nodes. -o wide. So we're going to snatch that right there. We also need the port. And we also need to follow suit with the protocol that we're using here. Let's make sure that's the right one. 31158 HTTPS. There we go. Cool. So now we've got our UI up. We need to log in. kubectl get secrets -n observer. If we can get the get right. We need to also get the CTL right. So the Elastic user. Here we are. We need to make sure that we base64 decode it. Oh, cool. Lovely. So with this, we should be able to log in. Obviously, if we provided the username, we're going to ignore that. Lovely. So now we can ditch our cluster. Now, if things are all working fine, we should be able to head over to Discover, create data view, and our index should correlate with what we see in Kibana. Lovely. We can name this whatever we want. We could say Saeed's ECK, YouTube. Save data view to Kibana, give it a moment, and that should allow us to visualize the logs. So remember, we have our single node. That node has an agent living on there. So the daemon set that was deployed, the Fluent Bit daemon set, which is configured via the config map to then pass that payload or data or docs in the Elastic world to our Elasticsearch data storage, which is a pod or a stateful set in our case. And then we've got the Kibana deployment, a single deployment, which we can now visualize using our credentials on the UI. So yeah, you can sift through this and get as meticulous as you like. You can go from minutes to seconds, right the way up until years, depending on your data retention rules. But you can see it's pretty straightforward and neat setup. So you can see here you've got the timestamps. It's as recent as 9:01. So if we give that a quick refresh, we should see some more payload coming in. 9:02 and 55 seconds past. Here we've got 9:03 and 21 seconds. This is as recent as 30 seconds ago. So yeah, you could really play around with it. You could sort it on the basis of fields and how you like it. So you can see here the Kubernetes host correlates with the host that we have at the moment, or the node that we have at the moment. And there we go. So that should conclude that setup there. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, do show some appreciations by liking this video. And if you didn't like the video, then do let me know what you think in the comments down below. Yeah, if you'd like to connect with me, then you should find my LinkedIn in the description box. Till next time.